Summoners, welcome back to our live coverage of Season 3 North American Qualifier. I'm Riv here with Jat, and we're knee-deep in Day 2's action, and it's time for our next epic matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, all eyes on Azure Gaming as they face off against the #1 favorite, Curse.
So first, we're going to take a look at yesterday's action from this group to see how these teams were brought to us today.
16 teams battle it out to turn their passion into a career. Only 5 spots remain to make that dream come true. This is Day 1 of the League of Legends Championship Series North American Qualifier.
One more shot, pentakill!
Curse Gaming headlined Group C after just missing a Championship Series berth at the Season 2 North American Regionals. They made quick work of their group, advancing to the quarterfinals with Voyboy making play after play.
He's just pouncing around, he's just getting the resets, all over the place.
He even cheated
Now
death.
very low, pounces, is he going to get away? Yes, he has, Voyboy with next to no health.
The other team to advance to the quarterfinals was the Brunch Club. Despite dropping their second game to Curse, they were carried to victory by their namesake Brunch, who went 11-1 on Twitch.
He's going to go down, Brunch picks up another. Would you believe it? And look at that.
Group D was highlighted by the most anticipated match of the day, and it lived up to its billing. Team Marn and Cloud9 fought to the bitter end in a game that could only be decided by a photo finish.
I do not believe it, they're going to go for it. It's going to be an epic base race. Team Marn beat Cloud9.
Just like that, the
Oh
game
my
is over.
God.
On the other side of the group, Azure Gaming demolished the Salad Bar with their AD carry Demon Lull, fresh out of retirement, racking up 18 kills on Ezreal, ending with a penta.
Yes, he does find it, and that doesn't suck, ladies and gentlemen.
Azure Gaming rode that momentum straight into Team Marn, building a huge lead with Demon Lull picking up where he left off.
Alive, the Blood Boil for the second kill, another double kill for Demon Law.
But even a fed Demon Lull wasn't enough for Azure Gaming as they got, well, Marned.
And it is going to be Marn on 2-0.
Team Marn moves on to the quarterfinals where Claky D will square off against his brother Nick Wu of the Brunch Club.
One of us is going to make it. It's guaranteed, and we're like so happy.
In the final elimination game of the day, Azure bounced back from a devastating loss to Marn, and their bottom lane took no prisoners, going 3-0 by 7 minutes.
The double kill coming up here, Bloodwater, one more auto attacking.
With an ace and a Baron, Azure knocked Cloud9 out of the qualifiers and snagged the last quarterfinal spot.
You can see them very happy with themselves.
Curse will take on Azure Gaming, while Team Marn faces the Brunch Club when the League of Legends Season 3 North American Qualifier continues into the quarterfinal round.
And without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen what has happened to bring us here right now. Starting on the blue team, we are going to have Curse for this upcoming match. Jat beating Complexity Academy and the Brunch Club to kind of get themselves here. There's just so much about these guys still.
Yeah, they really dominated both games yesterday, and a lot of that had to do with Voyboy, who, by the way, is on his second round of qualifying for the North American Championship Series.
Yeah.
He qualified with CLG until they decided to part ways, so he's having to go at it again, and there is so much pressure overall on Curse Gaming. They're unanimously the #1 seed coming into this tournament. They were so close to qualifying back in August at PAX in Seattle at the North American Regionals, and they didn't make it. And let's be clear, they've came out and said there's going to be Curse Gaming in Season 3.
Yeah.
But who's playing on the team is up in the air. They have to qualify here
Those
if we want to
videos
see
that
team.
have been released for the teams, Liquid was, stated, quoted, saying that there is going to be a team in Season 3 for Curse. So we're going to have to see how that happens. As well, on the other side, we have Azure Gaming. These guys are coming in, all eyes on them.
Yeah, Demon Lull is really the star of this team. Him and Bloodwater were carrying Azure that entire time. We saw the pentakill in the highlight clip for the first game. They, for all intents and purposes, should have beaten Team Marn in Game 2. They had a 6,000 gold advantage at 16 minutes, which is really devastating to lose. Then they managed to come back and really pull off another one of the upsets of the tournament. Cloud9 getting eliminated in the group stage was huge. We'll see if they can ride that momentum, but because they lost that game to Team Marn, they get the draw of Curse, who was the strongest team in this tournament. They had problems closing games, and it's going to be even harder against a team as experienced as Curse.
Well, Jet, you mentioned Demon Lull and Bloodwater, and Demon Lull's been doing amazing, and there's actually 3 members of Legion floating around within this tournament.
Yeah, so we have Prawley, who we just saw unfortunately fall on DirtNet Gaming. Lauda Mortis is going to be playing later for the Brunch Club, and Demon Lull, who had quit the game and got pretty much picked up off of his couch. He was focusing on high school, and he hasn't missed a beat. He's
No.
been one of the most impressive AD carries in this tournament. It's really awesome to see how talented Team Legion was and where all the players have spread out to.
It's been amazing. Demon Law and Bloodwater, definitely a factor to watch in this upcoming match. Guys, so this was yesterday. Let's take a look at what these teams think about playing each other today for this match.
We're going on to basically what could be our last best of 3 before we make it into Season 3, and I think all our confidence levels are really high.
I think we're going to win. I don't see us losing.
I think it is a flaw to underestimate your opponent. You could think you're going to win the lane single-handedly, but there's actually a lot more that comes into play.
We have a bunch of study work on them. We did our homework and we're ready.
I think we can beat them if we concentrate and focus.
Yeah, if we don't make any mistakes.
I think it's like a big step for all those guys, and I don't know, for us, or at least for me, meh. It's nice to meet people. That's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty big. A little nerves for the new guys, I guess, but they're getting through it.
We're not scared, and I think the only thing that's going to be different from any other team is how long the games are going to take.
It's nice to meet people, says Elements. Not even considering them a competitor right there. It's just, meh, we've been there before. These guys haven't. We got this.
You know, I like the mentality of Azure Gaming. If you know the fighting community a little bit, now we have, Marn's team and Claky D and all of them in here. Daigo, I believe, made the comment once when somebody asked him how he's so good and how he wins so much, and it's make less mistakes.
That is so true in life.
Yeah. For sure, it is. And you know what?
In everything. Make
We're
less
going to see
mistakes.
how it comes out in Champion Select. I don't think they'll make any mistakes here. This is quite easy, straightforward. We are going to go out with that Olaf and Elise, so top lane somewhat being focused out
People
here.
have made mistakes before in Champion Select.
I've
seen many of them. Whoops, I banned it. I thought I was picking. Oh, well.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Not as much on the professional scene. So, a Mumu banned. St. Vicious hadn't even played that in the first set. This whole tournament, he's played nothing but Cho'Gath so far. So,
right.
Azure thinking that they were going to pull out the Amumu, and I don't think they were.
Yeah, I was talking to Saint a little bit before, and he did. Just as they said, they'd done their homework. He's like, we have sheets on these guys. We've read up on them. We know a lot. We have compositions that we would like to try against them if we see them picking whatnot. But if you ever ask the question of why do you guys pick this, you'll usually get because it just felt good. That's who we like to play. We'll have to see if that is what goes in. It looked like Voyboy maybe picking up that Katarina to start off.
So Elise and Kha'Zix are both banned. They were targeting Voyboy because they're so fearful of him on those champions. But you can't really ban out Voyboy.
No.
He's one of the most versatile people in the world in the top lane. He plays pretty much anything. I'm thinking that Katarina is going to be top. They've been known to run Katarina with a Kali. In that case, Nijaki would be playing it.
Right.
But if Nijaki goes with something more standard, Voyboy's definitely be in top lane Katarina.
Well, AZG sees that pick, knows they're going to try to go for a team that can get Katarina those resets, and they give himself some shields.
Shen, Lulu, standard for them. I mean, Shen got banned in the majority of Azure Gaming's games yesterday. They didn't let it get through. It's been fairly effective for them so far. Maybe Nothing Here is going to be playing Shen. He played a lot of Cho'Gath yesterday. He's the AD player that had to swap up to the top lane for them specifically for this tournament. There's been so much roster swapping for Azure Gaming. It's amazing that they've been able to get this far.
It is. A lot of these teams coming in here for just a few weeks. Obviously, Curse not anywhere near the case. They are going to be grabbing up that MF. Well, they're hovering on that MF, we should say right now. But that Cho'Gath is locked in, as we said before, so the MF is going to be there for that team fight phase.
Yeah, Nijaki, or not Nijaki, Cop playing Misfortune and Ezreal a couple times yesterday. So going with that again, it's one of the really strong picks. I should hope, as you were saying, Curse does their homework. They have that giant mini-map in, I think, their living room where they can just point at ward spots on the map. Yeah. And we'll see if their level 1 invades are at all better because of this. But it's just so much expectation is on Curse coming into all this, just because we know how much it would mean if they lost. It would be devastating for these players because they're all really well known. Voyboy's been around forever. Saint's been around since beta. Like, Cop is probably the newest member. Even Elements came from CLG. I mean, obviously the normal CLG bench stroke. 3 of these players have been on CLG at times, but they've been good lately.
Does Joust just play Lux? Because I think that would be pretty sweet in this composition on the right side. They have a lot of shields. There's the Twitch, actually, from the background, so when everybody dives in, they can get him to do some damage. But what do you think they'd be looking at in a composition that's quite dive right now?
I'm not sure. Like, I'm sorry. You stole my crystal ball. If they pick Lux, I want it back. CRS Cop right here loves Twisted Fate. It was banned in the game where he didn't pick it, and Elements coming into Season 3 was gung-ho saying Nautilus is going to be the best support in the game in Season 3. Played it like twice. They're not letting him play it anymore.
Nope,
but
not going to happen.
He actually said they wanted Lulu or Nunu because those are the only two supports he plays, and he's a big fat liar because they just picked Sona.
Yeah, they did. They're looking for a poke in bottom lane. What does the composition tell you? Obviously, Sona's weak for that early game. So are they just looking to kind of hang out until mid, look for something late? What does that composition tell you so far?
This composition from Curse just tells me that they're just going for aggression. It's
Right.
not like it's necessarily bad late game. It's not a hyper-scaling comp, but it looks like Voidboy's going to be trying to do whatever he can on Katarina. You pick Twisted Fate to gank lanes early,
Right.
and you pick Misfortune to just bully the lane. They're just trying to be almost overpower Azure Gaming in this game with all of their picks there.
And it's interesting to see, you know, figured it'd be some champion with a shield,
Orianna.
and that it is. They go for Orianna, so Lux would have been in there with a shield as well, but it is not. You still have the crystal ball.
Some champion with a shield.
Yeah.
Really narrows it down.
Great
Orianna.
game of Guess Who. Does she have a beard?
Who? So Orianna will be really good. They're going to try to combo all this stuff in. This is kind of a Korean composition that we have. They were the first ones to really have Nocturne going in with the Shen ulting in on him. On top of that, they'd be able to Orianna ball, Lulu ult, and just try to get everything. This is a dive the Misfortune composition for Azure, to be sure of it. We'll see if they can execute that because Curse might just be more powerful. When everyone dives in, they're going to be diving into a Rupture and a Crescendo. And if everyone ditches Demon Lull, Voidboy's going to go clean up. So they got to be very, very careful.
Would they want to switch this for Voidboy and put him in the 2v1 against Lulu and Twitch? I think that'd be pretty harsh for him. Although, because actually he does play that aggressive and he's kind of learning the 2v1 role. He hasn't been 100% at it.
Voidboy's had to learn the 2v1 role.
Had to, yeah.
Because no one wants to 1v1 against Voidboy. You see it in Solo Mid Invitationals. You see it every time Voidboy plays. They're afraid of him. Everyone is scared. And Lulu is one of the things you pick when you're going for a 1v2 lane. It shoves fast. Lulu Twitch is a great combination. We saw that in the last game when Don't Mash Me and Good Game University qualified, so I'd expect them actually to do a 1v2 against Voidboy, and it's probably going to be on Curse to try to handle that, which they're pretty capable of doing.
So obviously Curse doing their homework with their picks. They didn't do that to just put him against that 2v1, so we'll have to see if they counter this and pull it right off the bat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping into the game, Curse versus Azure Gaming, and this is going to be your match 3 of the day, this best of 3 to figure out who will be the 6th team going on and qualified into the Season 3 Championship Series.
It's really the day of joy. So many of these teams are just going to have the giant giant weight lifted off their shoulders. Got my words right. And they're going to be so happy tonight if they can qualify. The pressure. That Rupture's going to get Bloodwater.
Oh, they did their homework so much. He actually I think he just threw that out. I'm not going to say that was homework. That was just great job. St. Vicious procking that one up for MF.
They did, however, burn 3 flashes to get over there. Nightjackie didn't have a gold card locked when St. Vicious went to land that Rupture, so they couldn't lock him down entirely before he could flash over the wall. Still an amazing first blood, and that went to the wrong person. Cop and Elements are going to be lane bullies already with Misfortune and Sona. Giving that extra gold to MF is going to be huge.
You know what? I could go back and say they did their homework because that was just textbook. As soon as Lulu got there, the Rupture went down. It wasn't before. It wasn't after. It was like that 55-second timer, and you can see where AZG is around. They're holding those spots, so that was the support spot.
Azure wanted to go in a defensive formation, and Curse really rushed to that spot. All 5 of them. They made sure they bought their items as quickly as possible, and they moved as a group. So that was just the experience kicking in against a team, Azure Gaming, who just picked up 2 new members like 5 days ago.
And we said it before, Demon Lull and Bloodwater, the 2 to watch in the bottom lane for AZG, actually for their team, I should say. And we'll have to see how they can do being down a little bit on this. MF did take advantage of that, and she went back and bought a sword. A little bit of damage.
Sword and an extra health potion. Yeah. So it's going to match up against Demon Lull's damage potential, but on top of Misfortune's strut, that's going to be way too much just back and forth poke ability. Really going to be able to control all the engagements going on there. Really good amount of help.
Boots.
Really good amount of help they gave St. Vicious there on the red buff because he didn't have his Vorpal spikes early. Doesn't matter though, Azure Gaming's too scared to cop knowing he has the first blood.
Yeah, and Lulu kind of sitting in the bush, can't even go forward on that one. And with this advantage, they're going to roam Sona around with St. Vicious. I really like this. Very M5-esque when we first saw them come out in their play style.
And they
looks
know
like
he's
Lambo.
here.
Yep, that ward, that early ward to go down. They're going to come back. They knew they chose Nocturne, so the red, they timed this perfectly to come around at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And Jet, it's going to be theirs. They are 100% doing their homework on this.
Still got a smite. Free blue. And interestingly enough, if they would have executed that level 1 a bit better and didn't have to burn flashes over wall, that would have been a dead Nocturne as well. Even then, though, this is a great opening by Curse.
All three back to bottom, and why not? The good ward there from Bloodwater, knowing they had a disadvantage, even though they weren't pushed up even past that part of the lane. They said, we're warding now. We don't want to get dove. They've just hit level 2, and here it comes. As they hit it, the Rupture goes out. They are going to catch Lulu. Remember now, Lulu's flash is down, so this may be another kill for them. One more shot coming out, and it does go to Cop 2-0 with a 1K gold lead.
I mean, we've seen teams deflate after some early disasters, and coming in as a huge underdog already, Azure Gaming getting completely outmaneuvered, out-tacticized before the game. Making up words again. They're just getting destroyed.
And you know what? Right now, they're completely thrown off. How many teams actually do this? Elements, knowing how much damage he can take there, just having the peace of mind from Sona being so squishy, but knowing, hit me as much as you want. Cops coming in for the kill. But for them to not realize, you know, Saint and Sona are going to be roaming all the time, that's going to catch anybody off guard right off the bat.
It's not something that Curse has done a lot of in the past. And I think they were almost adapted to that strategy when they got the first blood, realizing Cop was going to be able to kind of fend for himself. Really awesome by Curse early.
So Nijaki, not so much a roamer himself, so he's looking for that level 6 until he goes anywhere, obviously capitalizing off that destiny. And it looks like bottom lane is really going to be his focus. They could kind of just leave Shen up there with Katarina to have fun and keep just harping on Demon Law and Bloodwater.
They know what they need to focus on against Azure Gaming. They watched the games yesterday, and it was Demon Lull and Bloodwater putting their team on their backs and taking it over. They're making sure to keep that down. Nijaki and Voyboy have been fantastic all tournament. St. Fitch just knows they can fend for themselves if need be. Voyboy against nothing here. I mean, no one wants to 1v1 against Voyboy, and top lane Katarina is doing just fine against Shen. Pretty much dead even in minion kills.
Yep, Shen going for that regrowth and sustain in lane. Cat about probably just over those 7 potions as she has gone back to buy after the assist. So continuously pumping them. 34-28 in mid, so Nijaki able to get a little bit of a CS lead there, and Twitch is now out of potions, still without boots, in just a very dangerous position in lane.
Twitch is an all-in laner. If you get ahead, you can crush. But if you get behind, it's like you need to save your ambush and stealth to get away, but you can't because you're getting traded on so hard. There's no way he can trade back.
He didn't even, he had to turn, took all that damage for nothing.
There's absolutely no chance, and the fact that the lane is pushed this far back means if Curse plays it right, they're going to deny them a significant amount of experience and get the level advantage on top of the 2 kills.
Yeah, this is good here. I was going to say 28-29. Twitch is doing a damn good job of staying in. There's the Destiny. They are actually going to try for Shen, but he taunts himself out of that.
A little bit of a misplay by Jackie, I think, or he saw DJ Lambo waiting in the jungle and didn't want to dive straight onto a turret. Almost a, okay, we're winning, let's not throw it away. Oops, I pressed the ultimate.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to do something top and then run back mid again. I can see it. No mistakes. Jackie playing safe.
Right on. Lambo now just on the outside waiting for Katarina. Voyboy with that aggression will always continue to be in his face. We see bottom just farming it away, getting that 10 gap on the minions. Nocturne actually going back to base. He actually didn't have, yes, he does have Paranoia, but he didn't decide to use it.
Shen does have his ultimate here if they go in.
Could end the Shen ulti coming down into Demon Law, forcing Cop's flash away. I was wrong, Paranoia is not up. Actually, Nocturne is level 4 as he returns top. Coordinating that with nothing here so they don't lose that top lane.
They actually have pretty good rotations for their team. That means anytime Shen is going to go ulting, it means DJ Lambo was close enough to be able to support, making sure they don't get out-split pushed.
Voyboy now 51-46, so we're gonna see nothing here. Lose a little bit of minion CS or minion score on that one. Demon Law taking a double up, dodging the flask, and that really he's relying on that flask for any engagement. Actually, no, he went back and bought boots. I stand corrected, so he's got a little bit of safety there. And Voyboy has vision behind him, not even on the tri-bush, and he's just hanging out very far pushed up.
I want to point out St. Fish's item choices because we just saw in our last game the Boots of Mobility Rush on a Cho'Gath, but St. Fish's has went right for a Philosopher's Stone, so he's really going for the long haul, in all honesty. He wants the gold for 10 items. Curse played some very controlled games yesterday. They had very safe victories, and since they got out to such a fantastic level 1 lead, I almost expect them to play conservatively from here on out.
When I was talking to Saint, he was saying that, yesterday we came in and we're like, Nijaki got first blood in mid. He's like, oh, cool. Nijaki got first blood. There was no reason for them to be overexcited or over-worried. They just say, keep your composure and make it happen. Cop dealing so much damage here, not giving up. The strut coming back on. Lulu takes it back off with Glitterlands.
In all honesty, Elements and Cop are just destroying Demon Lull and Bloodwater right now, which is in stark contrast to what happened all of yesterday when Demon Lull was the star of the team. Saint Fishes actually catches Shelters out with Rupture.
Finding it, such good coverage all over the map. They get DJ Lambo. The beautiful shield goes down, but here it comes. It does not look, oh no! He is able to get it right before that command shockwave ticks off.
It's because of the cast time on Shockwave. He needed to wait for Nijaki to teleport in. The auto attack barely flunked through. Jackie didn't even have a card. He knew he was 1 hit away. That was a great catch again by St. Fishes. They are putting such persistent pressure on Azure's jungle that I don't know how they're going to defend against it.
This is crazy. Shen was able to come help bottom. They didn't get a kill out of it, and he's not having trouble top, but he's trying to just build for tank. He knows he just has to be a brick wall for his team. Nocturne is trying to build mostly for just getting those objectives and being able to win the mid-game fights, but it's looking scary right now. They are being pushed back against the wall.
And it's looking like in this top lane, Voyboy's decided to go for a Warmogs as well. This would be his notorious tank Katarina build that he likes. He loves to do unconventional things top lane. He's the first one to play new champions. He's always the first one to try unconventional builds. Usually people call him bad for it, but occasionally he finds a few gems. This is like a Warmog Sunfire Cape Katarina that we might be seeing later in this game.
So we see Lambo trying to place out some wards now for AZG. Azure trying to gain a little bit of ground here. 3 kills against them, 9 minutes into the game. They're down by 3,000 gold, and even the last fight really put Curse in position to take Dragon. But like you said, Jack, playing very cautious, no reason to push anything or get low and lose any of the advantages in lane. They're just keeping what they have, and really they're not even putting pressure on the turrets they're getting to because they know they're handling the lane so hard.
And another thing they're doing that's letting them handle the lane super hard is the shutdown that St. Fishes is putting on DJ Lambo. They know that they have superior laners to Azure. They've been cursed for so long. They have some of the best players in the world. They just know their skills. They're confident together. But as soon as you shut down the enemy jungler, you help 4 players instead of just 1. If you gank top all the time, sure you can shut down a top laner, but you shut down a jungler, and you shut down everybody, which is what they've done so well with this bully comp they put together.
And Jack, that's got to hurt even more when that jungler is alting a quasi-global alt as well that you're losing.
You're absolutely right. DJ Lambo's ultimate will be up when we get out of this pause. He's actually camped in the mid lane, so we could see something pretty close. It's been all Curse so far, 10 minutes, 30 seconds in.
It's slow and definitive. They're making it happen perfectly, really not taking turret aggro or shots. Everything's happening in lane before they have to extend or re-exhaust or ignite something and waste it and not get it. They're doing everything before they need to back out, and they back out with full health, so they're staying in lane. We saw MF come to lane after that first kill. The setup onto Lulu, a completely blind Rupture into the Fog of War, and they did blow 3 flashes, which could have got a kill later, but like you said, the carefulness is just increasing the advantages they have now.
It's just their preparation and skill is showing through thus far.
Right.
It's looking very bad for Azure Gaming. They're coming in from yesterday where they had the shakiest of roads. That comeback that Team Marn pulled on Azure was still incredible. Team Marn actually had the 2 threads at the same time about the 2 games they had in, but luckily, the short delays, as they have been all weekend, we're going to be back into this game.
Did say that Nocturne was kind of hovering in mid. Looks like he will clear that wolf and get some focus. The junglers' camps are pretty much spent right now, so we're going to see maybe some lane movement. Cho'Gath is heading back up top. Nijaki's ultimate is up, but they're not putting too much pressure on any lane to activate that gank. It's really slow rolling right now for Curse. It actually is going to be a lane gank for St. Fishes here as he heads down towards that bottom lane.
They're smelling a Nocturne gank coming in shortly. What they have to be careful of, however, is the fact that Shen and Nocturne can arrive at the same time, pretty much giving Azure a numbers advantage wherever they go. The worry for Azure is that those 4 won't be able to take on 3. If it ever reaches that point, they've lost the game. They might try something here if Nocturne ults in.
They've pushed Shen out of lane so he can ult into this fight. You see TF going up top. He may use the Destiny to figure out where Shen went. You see Voyboy pushing Shen. The aggression bottom from Nocturne could come at any second. Shen has actually gone all the way back to base, but that Stand United still applies, Jat. They're taking this one very carefully, and it's kind of like Voyboy said, Shen's gone. Don't go hard on that bottom lane.
You could almost sense their communication coming in, but here's the Nocturne ult. They're coming in bot.
And they are going to go quite strong onto it. Cop does get the fear off onto Cop. Elements forced to flash. They throw on the ultimate and they go extra hard under the turret. They are going to come up with one kill here. Make It Rain is going to slow them down, and here comes Nijaki into the fight, able to drop down onto Demon Lol. And that 1-for-1 quick.
But they burned 2, and Curse only burned the Twisted Fate. Here he comes from behind, though. This is trouble for Bloodwater and DJ Lambo.
They stayed in the lane. There's no wards. Curse has 2 wards to even cover the entry to that entire area, and they are going to come up with 2 kills on that. A double kill for Nijaki overall, and we see Cop picking up one for himself.
It was the question of when you use that Stand United and Nocturne ult, you have to make something big happen off of it. I think that's why Azure was staying around. They were trying to make it happen. Curse realized it. Again, they were there for the counterplay, and they're going to get the Dragon off this. 6-1, and what looks like is going to be a 6,000 gold advantage.
In chat, you just mentioned it's going to be very scary if it turns into the 5v4 or whatever happened, not going in favor of AZG, and it kind of did.
That's exactly what happened. They ganked with 4, Curse countered with 3, they went 1-for-1, then Curse ganked again, and it went 2-for-1. And that Warmog's Voyboy caught Katarina completely by surprise. He was like, I got you in the tower. Wait a minute, I did like 300 damage to your giant tank.
Yeah, it's very deceiving. You want to jump on somebody like Katarina, focus the assassin so they cannot reset, but Voyboy is not looking to do that. He's looking to be a pest right now, and he's looking to just jump all over.
That's annoying.
It is.
I'm just thinking about it. Like,
so
how
annoying.
do you deal? He shoves the lane so quickly with max W, spinning around every few seconds. Can't really harass him. He's got damage reduction on top with his Shunpo. That's good.
That's
a good build.
So here you see Voyboy, like you said, doing some of the first. I'm sure it's not the first time, but really being applied in a professional manner at this time. 114 CS to 98, so not too bad for nothing here. Shen isn't going to be too bad off being about 20 CS behind that, and he also went for Warmogs himself, knowing that that is going to be what the tank he needs to be for his team. Cho'Gath going for that Frozen Heart with the Glacial Shroud right now, and just look at Voyboy walking past nothing here to make sure he gets the extra attacks in. And just aggression, he knows he's safe.
Yeah, Voyboy spent most of this game either at Nothing Here's turret or between the first and second tier turrets. Really not allowing him to roam anywhere as much as he can, and he's almost taking the turret down because of it.
So we have a 7,000 gold lead, 6-1 here. About 15 minutes into the game, the first dragon was taken from Curse. They've had great lane control this entire time, Jat. They have a few wards, if any, on the map. Actually, none. So AZG definitely keeping themselves in this one with wards, but is their late game composition enough to overthrow what's happening from Curse so far?
Yeah, Curse just has the 2 wards in the river. I think Saint just placed one of them, but you're right. They're confident enough in how strong their lanes are. They don't really care about it. And the other thing is Curse doesn't need to ward as much considering the ganks are pseudo-global. Nocturne ganks through the lanes, he goes through wards, Shen comes from anywhere. So wasting money on wards is actually not something they need to do. Elements hasn't even upgraded the Sightstone. Maybe he's going to go and do it here just out of habit, but he doesn't really need to in this circumstance.
As we do take a look at some of those items, go around the board, the Athenes obviously being finished by Orianna. That's going to be affected, and huge burst now coming in from the Rabadon Sheen.
Oh,
the Paranoia coming down. It's going to be onto Cop once again. They have taken down the turret up top, so they have the upper hand in this situation already. Lambo trying to chase, going to turn around. Beautiful wild growth stops MF from really kiting or putting up too much damage, but a great job of Nijaki coming in. It looks like it could be a deja vu here, Jat. If Nijaki can get any closer, the Glitter Lance, 80% slow, the flash and hit, a wild card for the kill, and he will pursue, forcing the flash onto Lulu. And here we are into middle. Voyboy not even taking damage from Dissonance. She can't move the ball enough. Voyboy looking to take the blue buff away from Shousters here. That Dissonance will definitely give him some upper hand. Voyboy has a ward to get to. He also has some in his inventory so he can keep this chase going. The Shunpo hits. There's a lot of shield and utility to come for Orianna. This could go on for quite a while.
That's just so hard to deal with. You almost have to stop Voyboy from getting that in lane. Making Shouse does not feel like a person.
Yeah,
he just chased him down.
Where you going?
He
Where
just
you
had
going?
to walk away.
Where you going?
And across the board, this is the biggest 16-minute advantage we've seen in the entire tournament. Already 9,000 gold up. All the Nocturne ganks have been turned around amazingly by Nijaki. 5-0-1 on Twisted Fate, having that death cap even before that last double kill. Really great job by everyone on Cursed Gaming right now. They're really playing as a cohesive unit right now.
You know what? It was a little sketchy in the beginning. We saw that ult by Nijaki, and he kind of messed that one up, and the second one didn't work as well. But then they got the mentality, make less mistakes. Bam.
That was it. They're just like, you know what, guys? If we make less mistakes, we're going to pull ahead here.
There you go.
Like, thanks for the motivational speech elements. They went for it.
Hey, what a great word. Or a great saying. Make less mistakes. So Demon Law trying to get himself back in this. He's still just about 20 CS down, and he has 2 kills for himself. So that AD carry very much in the game. He's really just behind a Brutalizer and a Ruby Crystal. So in this fight, if he can stay in the back, he's still going to be putting out damage, and we'll see that right here. The few shots onto them. Ooh. There's the speed up and shield coming from Lulu. The expunge goes down, so that's the burst of damage. He sees it's not enough and forced to back up.
At least they pushed him out of lane a little bit until the Bloodthirster just heals up on the double golems. Cobb rushing that item. This is a kind of strange thing. Everyone in this tournament seems to be going Bloodthirster first, not Infinity Edge with the Vamp Scepter, as we saw so much of in Season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a growing trend, but it's something that everyone's been doing.
Well, I feel like if you're getting that Infinity Edge, right, you do have damage along the way, but then you're there until your next item. You kind of build up and you don't plateau as much with the Bloodthirster right off the bat, right?
It's actually one of those things you have more power immediately. The Infinity Edge multiplies better than the Bloodthirster, but with the decreased amounts of lifesteal that you get from the straight Vamp Scepter, they might be upgrading the Bloodthirster because they feel they need the added lifesteal you can stack up.
Awesome. So the Warmogs still having a great effect on this game. We see there could be a Warmogs on Nocturne as well.
It's a lot of Warmogs. We saw it happening in the OGN in Korea. Sometimes there would be 6 Warmogs across 2 teams. On its way right here, in all honesty, because, well, not quite as much. Saintfish is going for Frozen Heart. Voyboy, of course, with Warmog's Katarina, now going for the Magic Pen. I'm waiting for Curse to really just drive it home. They have been in such control. They're not worrying about anything. Dragon up in 2 seconds. They're all there to take it. Everyone on Azure is just gone. The wild cards are preemptively thrown. They had that perfectly. It's going to be another Dragon pickup, and maybe Azure's going to try to fight him here because they know they can get a 5v5, but I don't think that fight will be close.
Nope, Azure coming in. They do have everything up. Smite actually just came up. That doesn't help too much. Oh my gosh, Voyboy actually causing Orianna to use her ult inefficiently, and it looks like they continue to run in. Lambo goes down on the last attack. That means Voyboy gets that, but can't use it again. Destiny was used there to cover up some vision, and they have full control still. A very close Aegis, which is just going to make these team fights even harder, very close to being finished on St. Vicious here, and their team fight capabilities are through the roof right now.
Just the pressure that these guys are under to come and perform like this, their first game of the day on the Saturday. I'm almost ready to call this one over. They're really crushing. I can't wait to see if they can hold it for game 2. Here's a fight.
Crescendo, they try to stop as he comes in from the side, and it looks like Shen is forced to get Lulu ulted. Elements even trying to do harass to Bloodwater as the supports face off on the front steps. St. Vicious now going to tank up on this turret. He is quite huge. There's good mana in the bars of Curse to continue this push on. You can just see AZG so on the back of their heels right now.
They didn't even kill anyone on Azure Gaming, so they did go back to base, and they should be at full health. If there's a time to fight, they'd have to go now.
There's Paranoia, and they try to dodge onto Nijaki, actually, throwing down that crowd control, but Nijaki gets out. They try to turn this fight 1-for-1 so far, chat. It looks like they turn tide, head out, and Chaucer's taking a huge chunk from wildcards.
Still worth it for the 20-minute inhibitor. They did trade the 1-for-1, but St. Vicious, surprisingly, is one of only 2 members on the team that didn't even have a bounty. So they actually gave away as little gold as they possibly could. Nijaki flash, killing Twitch.
Absolutely amazing. I don't know what to say. Like, these
good.
guys are doing everything perfect. That was a situation where you can think about it and you're like, I don't want to waste flash and do it. But he doesn't care right now. He knows flash isn't going to be necessary in the next fight. There is so much force that he can just walk away and hide behind. He was feared off in that fight and paranoid and came out with 75% health because Nocturne was taken down so fast.
This could be kind of what Elements was talking about as Voyboy gets taunted up top. He's just going to walk away.
Voyboy window shopping.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it, what?
He doesn't care about the Warmog Shen. Like, they both have Warmogs. They're just going to slap each other. But this is what Elements was probably talking about when he said, these guys are just here we've really been here before. It's nice to meet new people because, like, they're showing how not nervous they are. Good Game University, in the last game, even though they closed it really well, were really passive. It took them a long time to get those games done. They really didn't want to make any mistakes. They were playing scared almost. Curse is really playing with authority right now. It's like watching a normal Curse game. They are not playing any differently than any time they destroy a game. They are completely closing these guys out right now, and it shows how calm they are despite their careers being on the line.
You know, Jat, it just got really scary. The Black Cleaver is finished on MF, and the only piece of armor built on AZG side is in that Madrids.
That's going to be trouble.
That's a lot of trouble. They cannot itemize against the ferocious Curse Gaming right now. There's way too much. The Lich Bane being finished on TF, so now the turrets are going to fall even faster. Actually, no. Yes, it doesn't.
Turrets aren't going to fall faster?
Is it proc? No.
The Black Cleaver on
magic
turrets?
damage. No. I'm talking Lich Bane.
Oh. I don't know. I should know this. Let's watch.
Here they are moving in. Shouster is actually getting hit up with a blade.
Hit the tower, Night Jackie.
Be able to go. Yeah, this is where there's one of those times you have the minions there. Need to get the damage down.
He doesn't want to do it.
Nothing here. Getting the ball on him. May taunt out. Does not catch Cop. There were no minions there. That would have been a fantastic ultimate Urge taunt onto Cop. They would grab it. Boy is there, though, to kind of jump in and just be a deterrent. You can see they don't even have minions there.
They are...
Just shot him in the bush.
They're so far ahead. I mean, I feel like they're going to flank around. If they do anything, Night Jackie would ult in behind them. They're doing as much poke as they can. Anyone can take the turret. He hit a minion with his gold card. I wanted to see the Lich Bane. That tells me it doesn't work, but turret's going down. There's the initiative.
There's the ultimate on the crescendo, and the ultimate from MF completely shredding Shunpo after Shunpo. The Death Lotus to come out. There's another finish for Katarina. The double kill, looking for the triple kill here. There is the command shockwave. It is not going to be enough, and it looks like Curse will push themselves on to the Nexus turrets, drop these quite easily, chat, and they will be moving on to Game 2 of this best of 3 here. If you're just joining us, this best of 3 is the third of the day, and Curse is moving on with one game.
Really dominant.
Yeah.
Best game, best single team performance we've seen today.
Yep.
They really, really dominated. They're just here. This is the normal game for them. Look at that. Element's taking some goop out of his left eye. He's ready to go. Just grabbing the water. Normal day at the office for these guys so far. One game and they're qualified for Season 3.
You know, it is. And between every game, you see the manager running in, talking to their teams. Liquid's probably sitting outside saying, all right, guys, good job. This is what we practiced for. You know, this is what we expect here. So no pat on the back yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But after the next game.
It could be. It's
time.
From what just happened, still all eyes on Azure Gaming. They have a chance to take down one of the top teams in North America now trying to qualify for Season 3.
It's going to be really tricky for them because that was such just a dominating force. That's all it was. They rolled right through them.
From minute 1. Let's get a replay, Jat, and just kind of go over how at least one of the fights went.
Yeah, this is the fight right at the end of the game where they landed the bullet time, and at this point it's just cleanup. Boy's chasing in. He doesn't care about the turret because he has 4,000 health. And then Night Jackie just kills Shousters as he'd already done 5 times. No, Shousters has 2 deaths. But he had done a lot, I felt, that game. Night Jackie was killing a lot of people, everyone on that team. You can't really break down a game like that too well because they just bullied them the entire time.
Right.
All the plays they made throughout were execution. The lanes, the level 1, the tactics, the team fighting, the builds, everything was in favor of Curse that match.
And you said it yourself, that's not something that Curse does. They don't roam with the support and the jungler, so it couldn't have even been homework for Azure to find that out.
It's not something Curse does often. No. So it's good that they had that in their back pocket and they brought it out at a really good time.
So we'll have to see what happens. The best of 3s are usually when you see these tricks being pulled out. Game 2 for Curse Gaming versus Azure Gaming is right around the corner, guys. Will Curse close this out? Find out when we come right back.
Bye.